Hi, I'm Ariel Bush.
And I'm Ty Johns, snowboard experts at Curated. Here at Curated, we're obsessed with snowboarding.
We got to test out some of the best boards from the best brands, and from what we've demoed, we picked out 5 2022 snowboards that our experts love.
Just so you guys know, we are not sponsored by any brands.
All of these reviews are completely 100% unbiased.
At number 5, we have the GNU Gremlin.
This board is billed as the snowboard you jump over skiers with. It's fun, it's fast, it's got a centered base, it's got this killer blue retro-ish top sheet that gets all the looks. Overall, this board is designed for that high-speed, aggressive freerider, and I think it lives up to that expectation. The only part that I really was a little bit unsure on is some of those really short radius, zigzaggy, surfy cars getting quick edge to edge. It felt a little bogged down on that heel side edge. I really think this board is what it was billed as. And in my opinion, in other volume shifted boards like the Orca, I prefer something like this. It's a little bit more nimble, feels less like a boat, and a little bit more quick edge to edge, but also incredibly stable at high speed.
In spot 4, we've got the Burton Blossom.
The camber on this thing rides like a dream. There's a lot of power deep in the carves. You got a ton of pop, and it's very playful. This board is designed to excel all mountain, so you could have fun anywhere. It's fun in the park, it's fun just cruising groomers, and it was great on these tree shoots that we did. There is one thing that this thing did not handle very well. I dipped into the trees for a second, caught a little bit of maybe like 1.5 foot deep powder, and this thing sunk like an anchor.
When I first saw this board, I was totally convinced that this was going to be the board I was going to pick up for next year for park riding, and it has lived up to the hype. If you are someone that's riding a lot of park, you like to hit big jumps, you want something that's stable, spin, flip, spin on, off of rails, lock into stuff, whatever you want to do, this board's going to do it. It's also a really capable carver, both regular and switch. This board just makes me happy. I'm definitely going to get one of these.
Coming in spot 3, we've got the Never Summer Harpoon.
I think my favorite thing about this board was its overall ability to float without much effort or input. So I found that when I did get into the deeper snow, I didn't even need to lay back. I didn't need to do anything. This board would just kind of surf and float on top of that snow pretty effortlessly. So with the Harpoon, you have a lot of stability for takeoffs and landings through the park. So it's gonna be great for the jump line, not so great for jibbing, but hitting 60, 65 miles an hour on this board, there was no chatter, no instability. I felt confident and locked in and completely in control. I wouldn't put an outright beginner on this board because it is tapered, it is directional. Given that it does have a wider width, it will take a little bit of input to get it to go edge to edge. Once you have this board on edge, it's locked in. You can dial in a deep carve without worrying about washing out, but it will take a bit more effort to get it up.
What I really liked about this board was that it's a volume shifted, short, little, kind of like a skateboard on the mountain. I would suggest this board for a rider that's looking to kind of change up their shape a little bit, get something a little shorter, a little more maneuverable, but still be able to have that edge control and that power and stability.
Ultimately, I would recommend this board for the intermediate to advanced rider who is looking for a second addition to their quiver as a powder board. This would be a great board to take out anytime you get fresh snow.
Number 2, we have the Capita Black Snowboard of Death.
This board is really fun. Capita designed this board for the hard chargers, the speed demons, the guys that really want to go down the hill and bomb everything in sight, rail a turn, hit a side hit. When you put it on edge, it hooks an edge, but there's a lot of carbon in this. So it's very, very damp. There's no chatter. It's not gonna be the board for your park rider. It's gonna be really stiff for those guys. You're not gonna wanna jib this board. This is the board for the guy that has death metal in their headphones and just wants to go fast and make the whole mountain into a playground, a very, very high speed playground, but still a playground. Capita, you've really outdone yourselves on this one.
And the number 1 snowboard that our experts love is the Burton Hometown Hero. I have to say the hype is real. I came off the mountain and I was smiling from ear to ear because it was such a blast to be on. It wants to go fast, it wants to charge. It was cutting through all of the chunder and it really was just a blast. In fact, I came off and I think I just decided what my new free ride POW board is gonna be. This board is a unisex board, so it can be ridden by men and women, and you just gotta kind of find the right size for you. I did walk away thinking that it felt a little heavy, like just with me lifting it. And the minute I started riding it and the minute I got off of it, I didn't feel the weight at all.
It was quick edge to edge, it was really stable at high speed, was able to straight line. So the profile is, it's got traditional camber and then it's got an early rise rocker nose. So really you're locked in when you're turning, and with that early rise in the nose, when it's soft or there's chop, it really just eats that up. It gives you this nice float through all that.
I would not recommend this board for a beginner, and honestly, I don't even know if I would recommend it for a real intermediate. I would say this is a little bit more of an advanced to an expert board. Like I said, it just wants to fly. I really just have nothing bad to say about it. It definitely fits my riding style almost perfectly. I like to do trees, I like to do ungroomed terrain, and I like to carve and go fast. And that's honestly what I feel like this board excels at. What do you think? Did your board make the list? Let us know in the comments below.
If you need help finding the perfect snowboard for you, head over to Curated.com to get matched with an expert like me to get free recommendations.
And if you like this content and want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button.